So hello and good morning, everyone. This is
Good
our
mo-
focus activity for today's lesson on food. And with me is Richard. Hello.
Good morning, Alex. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. The weather's nice, so
Yes, another beautiful
yeah,
day today.
another beautiful day that we see from inside a building. Yes.
Yes.
Um, so, Alex, where are you from, man?
I am from Milan. I am a teacher at Milano Meravigli. And yes, I live and work in Milan. How about you?
I'm originally from Wales, so I am Welsh, and I also live in Milan. And I also teach in Milano Meravigli. In Milan, Myes has 3 schools, but as Alex said, we both work in the school at Milano Meravigli, and I've been in Milan for about 4.5 years. So, Alex, what else can we find out about you? Um, So you live in Milan,
Well,
yeah?
yes,
You're half American, half Italian,
yes, I speak
and
2 languages.
Mhm. And family.
I have a sister, and she is younger than me, and she also lives in Milan. And do
Okay,
you have a sister, Richard?
I do. Yes, I do have a sister. Funnily enough, she is also younger than me, and she lives in England with her family. She has uh, 2 sons. So I have 2 nephews, and
Mm-hmm.
she is a primary school teacher. She teaches in a private school, not a public school, and she teaches music.
Wonderful.
And
So, if you are joining us now for the webinar, please let us know who you are and where you're from. As we said previously, Myes has a lot of schools all around Italy. We work at Myes Milano Meravigli, but if you are following us from another school, just drop us a line. Let us know.
yes, it's interesting to know where people are listening from or tuning in from. Yes, yesterday we had some people from Rome. We also get people from Naples and
Salerno,
Salerno.
everywhere.
Yeah, Marche. There was one the other day also. So yeah, it's interesting for us, hey? So, Alex, how are you managing with this lockdown?
I am managing quite well. I have started doing yoga, so I have a new daily habit. I almost do it every day, and I am also cooking a lot. So the two things balance each other, I think.
Okay, okay, all right.
And how about you? Do you have any habits? Do you have any bad habits?
Um, I bite my nails.
I also bite my nails.
That's not such a good habit.
No.
I, no, I don't know really. I mean, you'll have to ask my wife maybe. Um, I don't think I have maybe too many bad habits, but like I say, ask my wife; she'll tell you. Um, okay, today we have a focus activity 2 to 3, and the subject is food. something which we all like and maybe have
Especially in
opinions
Italy.
on. And yes, we
Yes.
chose this for all you Italians. Yes, big subject here, food, like a religion, huh? Yeah.
Definitely.
So we'll have a look now at the focus. So Alex, can you read the slide?
Yes, so in this focus activity, we're going to learn how to use the adverbs of frequency. We will also use vocabulary related to food and to talking about habits. So as I mentioned before, habits are things like that we do usually, frequently. In my case, it is yoga and cooking.
Okay.
What are your habits, Richard?
My daily habits now involve getting up in the morning. I have children, so one of my habits is normally to make breakfast for my children. After that, I normally wash the dishes. This is all very exciting stuff. And then
This is our life these days.
yeah, I know. Then I take the children outside, not outside. Luckily, we do have an area which is inside the building, which is outside. So one of my habits is to take them out in the morning to get some fresh air, come back, make lunch, and basically, I guess one of my habits is trying to keep the children occupied. And in between that, those things, doing these webinars, that's become a daily habit now. Yes, because we do our webinars at the same time each day. So it's like a daily habit now. It's turned into a habit. And yes, basically work and children. And as Alex said, yes, a habit is an action that you regularly do, or you do often. We can have bad habits as well. As Alex and I said, we both bite our nails. Not good. So,
Yes,
guys,
it is.
if you have any habits you want to tell us about, good or bad, or
Yes,
even
we're curious.
or even funny, if you have funny habits, yes, please let us know. Okay, let's have a look at the first screen. Okay, as Alex said, one of the things we are looking at in this focus are adverbs of frequency. And the first exercise that we would like you to do is to put the adverbs of frequency in the correct order. I'm just going to bring up the adverbs for you, which are never, sometimes, usually, often, always, and hardly ever. And what we would like you to do is to put them in the correct order. And the one that we are going to start with is always, just to help you a little bit. At the top, there's going to be always, and then we would like you to go down through the list. Okay, so we'll give you...
So what does always mean? If I do something always, am I doing it every day or only a couple times or only once?
Every day.
Exactly. So
Okay.
when you put these adverbs in order, start from always, which means every day or extremely frequently, down to things that you don't do at all.
Okay. Or not very often.
Or not very
Oh,
often.
okay. Should we have a look? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So we said the first one is going to be always. The next one is usually. The next one is often.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have sometimes. Then hardly ever. And then never. Okay. As Alex said, with always, it's something we do every day. And maybe what could help you guys is if we are thinking maybe about percentages, yes, we could say always is 100%. Yes. For example, if this helps, never, the percentage of that now,
0.
0. Exactly. Okay. So if you look at them from the top to the bottom, as an extreme, always would be 100. Never would be 0. The ones in between are a bit subjective, but usually it's something we generally do. Yes. Maybe not every day, but it could be maybe 4 or 5 times a week, Alex, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that is quite frequent.
Yeah. Very similar to often,
Yes.
something we do many times. Okay. Sometimes would be occasionally.
Only a few
Yes.
times.
Very good. Excuse me today, guys. I do have a bit of a cough. And hardly ever is going to be above 0, but not that much. Okay, I think we've lost Alex at the moment, so I will continue. And we're talking about adverbs of frequency. So let's think about the question we ask when we talk about adverbs of frequency. And let me just speak to Alex quickly. So the question we ask when we talk about adverbs of frequency is how often. Okay, when we ask this question, how often, is when we want to know how many times or the frequency of this action. So, you're back.
I don't know what happened, sorry.
It's okay, no problem. I am just explaining to the students the question we ask when we want to know the frequency of something. Okay,
Yes.
so I just reminded them that the question we ask is how often. Okay,
Precisely.
so let's do a little bit of practice with this, and I'll ask you some questions. Alex, you ask me some questions, and we'll use these adverbs of frequency. So, Alex, how often do you go shopping?
Well, at the moment, I hardly ever go shopping. I am doing some online shopping, and I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
Well, I'm buying a lot of food online, let's say that. Okay, so I'm doing a lot of grocery shopping. I'm always doing grocery shopping. God.
Okay. Question for me?
And how often do you take your children out during the day?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I was going to say always, but it's not always because it's not 100%. I would say I often take them out during the day. I often take them out in the morning. We have a period between 10 and 12 where the children are allowed to play in the courtyard. In our building, we have a lot of, or we have quite a few old people. So
So a lot of rules.
yeah, so between 12 and 4, they don't want the children playing in the courtyard because my children are okay, but some of the children make a lot of noise. Some of the older people are sleeping. So I often take them to the courtyard around 11 o'clock. After we finish these webinars, I get them ready and often take them there. How often do you watch films, Alex?
I am watching films often these days, of course, due to the situation. So I normally don't watch a lot of TV in general, but I like films. And I am watching films, let's say, like I said, often because it's one day yes and one day no. So every 2 days I watch a film. In the meantime, Alfredo has answered us that he usually goes to school by bus. Perfect English, Alfredo.
Okay.
Very, very good English. And where are you from? Just let us know where you go to school.
I always
And
go to
oh,
school.
sorry.
Sorry, I have to say, I always go to school by metro. When I go to the school in
Right.
Meravili,
Because we
I always
also
by
go to
metro.
school. Correct.
Yeah, in a different way we go to school,
In a
but we go to
different
school
way.
also.
Yes.
Okay, and how often? This is a good one. Maybe yeah, we're in Italy. We're talking about food. Yeah, how often do you cook pasta, Alex?
Oh, well, I'd say almost every day if you consider different types of pasta. So, for example, I might make ravioli one day and have a pasta the other. Let's say every 2 or 3 days. So, quite often, definitely.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next slide. The nice slide where we're going to have a look at food and food vocabulary. Okay, we have a lot of vocabulary there. And first, Alex, do you want to read the vocabulary so the guys can just check that they know the pronunciation of each word?
Of these words. Yes. So let's start from the top. Eggs, tomatoes, onions, cheese, juice, potatoes, coffee, apples, tea, chocolate, bread, beans, pasta.
Okay, very good. As Alex said at the beginning, She is half American and half Italian. So in American English, some words are pronounced slightly differently.
Yes.
They're not incorrect, they are correct, but they just have a different pronunciation in America to Britain. So the second word Alex pronounced was, Alex?
Tomato.
Right, Alex says tomato. Now in Britain, we say tomato. Okay, both are correct, yes, but just so you know that if you hear someone saying tomato, and you've heard someone say tomato, and you think, well, which one is correct? They both are, yeah? You hear an American, or maybe someone who's learned American English, pronounce it as tomato, and of course a British person will pronounce it as tomato. Okay, potato is the same. We don't say potato.
Yeah, potato is the same.
Which is, again, why? I don't know. Yeah, English is not logical sometimes.
No, definitely. I know it's very frustrating. And also, please pay attention to the pronunciation of the word chocolate. So we have two syllables, chocolate, chocolate. So
Very good,
not
yes.
three syllable, it's not chocolate, it's chocolate, chocolate.
Perfect. Okay, so what we need to do in this exercise, guys, is those words need to go into the categories on the right in red, and the categories, excuse me, are drink, fruit, vegetables, and other. Other are the words that we don't have a category for. Okay, they're not specific. Right. All right. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first one, eggs, Alex.
Well, let's say that eggs is not a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, eggs are not a drink. They are not fruit. They are also not vegetables. So I would put them in other.
Perfect. Okay. So we can have one egg or two eggs.
Yes, it's a regular plural.
Okay. So the next one, okay. This is quite interesting because sometimes people forget or which category this one really comes under.
This is a tricky one.
Yeah. We know it's not a drink, of course. We wouldn't put it under other.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's think, would we put it under vegetables or fruit? A lot of people think that tomatoes are vegetables, but it's not. They are fruit. Okay? So tomatoes come under the category of fruit. Okay. And we can have one tomatoes or two tomatoes.
Yes. In the meantime, now near Alfredo has answered for drink. So he suggests juice, coffee. Remember 2 E's in coffee, and tea. Perfect. And that is perfect. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, very good, Alfredo. Onions?
Onions are vegetables.
Perfect. Okay, cheese. Now, okay. Cheese is not a drink. Yes. Cheese is not a fruit. Not a vegetable. So it has to come under the category of other. With cheese, like I used here with the vegetables, I said, one tomato, two tomatoes. Could I say, or can I say, 2 cheeses, Alex?
No. So cheese is an uncountable word, noun. It's an uncountable noun, which means that we cannot count cheese. We cannot make the plural with the S. We just say, this is cheese. I can have a piece of cheese or 2 pieces of cheese, but you cannot have 2 cheeses.
Perfect, yeah. On its own, as a noun, it's uncountable. Okay.
And we also have Andrea with us. Hello, Andrea. Nice to see you.
Okay. Was something, Alex, and I just wanted to highlight today, so you are clear about the uncountables or uncountables. Hi, it's Barbara again. Yes, Barbara was with us the other day,
Barbara.
I think. Hi, Barbara.
Lovely.
How are you?
Yes.
Okay, juice. Okay, we have different types of juice. Okay, this is a general noun. It would come under the category of drink.
Like Alfredo was telling us. And
earlier, yeah.
Yes. And Andrea also. Very well done, guys.
And the same for this, like cheese. Yes, it's an uncountable noun, so we can't say 2 juices. You can't make the plural. Yes. Okay. All right, Alex, potatoes.
Vegetables.
Perfect. Okay. As Alfredo said, yes, it was Alfredo, Alex. Yes, I don't see the comments. Sorry.
Yes.
Coffee comes under the category of drink. And again, guys, I don't want to repeat myself, but I do think it's important. Coffee is uncountable. Yes, as a noun, on its own, yes, it's uncountable. Okay.
Yes, coffee. There is a difference between when I think of coffee as an ingredient, as a substance, rather than coffee like a cup of coffee. So I can have a cup of coffee, or I can buy coffee, and in that sense, it's uncountable. Okay.
Yeah, this is good to highlight, because even though coffee is uncountable, which, like Alex said, as an ingredient, if we go into a bar, you do say 2 coffees, don't we? Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have 2 coffees, please. Yeah. So when we're talking about like the cups of coffee, we do use coffee then in a countable way. It's a bit strange. Okay, apples come under the category of fruit.
Fruit. And guys, careful mind the pronunciation. It's fruit as well as juice. So when you see UI in English, it's always, okay, not a lot of things in English are always. We always consider this as 99%. So 99% of times the pronunciation is oo. So fruit, juice, you have suit. Any other words that come to you?
I can't think of any at the moment, to be honest.
Anyway, UI is pronounced you. Ooh, okay? Very good.
Okay, the next one, tea. Okay.
Tea is a drink.
Right. And is that countable or uncountable?
Again, it's uncountable. We have to consider this as tea, the ingredient, tea, the material, not one tea. I can have a cup of tea or 2 cups of tea.
Perfect. Okay, chocolate. Is it a drink?
No. I guess no.
Is it a fruit? No. Is it a vegetable?
No, I guess it goes under other.
Okay. Perfect.
Tom Cruise. Sorry, I'm laughing because yes, Barbara.
Yeah, that's
very good.
Yeah.
It is. It's Tom Cruise. Yes, exactly. Very well done. Good example.
It is a good example. Wow,
It
very
is.
clever. I didn't
think about it at all.
I didn't think of that at all. No. Okay. And very similar, guys, to juice, coffee, tea. Chocolate is also uncountable. Yes, we don't say 2 chocolates. Yes. Okay. Chocolate on its own as a noun, uncountable. Okay. Bread out.
Bread is not a drink. It's not fruit. It's not vegetables. So I'd say it goes under other.
Great. And again, guys, sorry to keep going on about this, but bread is uncountable. Yes, you don't say breads. Yes, you don't go to the shop and say, "Can I have 2 breads, please?" No. Okay. Beans.
Beans is vegetables.
Okay.
Like Andrea was suggesting, very well done, Andrea.
Okay.
And finally, pasta. Pasta goes under other.
Perfect.
So we have a question from Barbara.
Yeah.
How do you say latticini? So we can call this group, this family of food, we can say dairy products. I will write it in the comments. So dairy products. So dairy products are milk, cheeses,
Yogurt,
what else?
cream.
Yeah, yogurt, butter.
Yeah.
So you have.
Perfect. Very good question.
Yeah.
Dairy
products.
Yeah, anything that comes from milk, from cows' milk. Yeah. Okay,
exactly.
Like we said, yogurt, cheese, butter, cream. Yes. Great. Yeah, and I mean it's good to know because some people are allergic to dairy products. Yes. Okay.
Right. And sorry, also Andrea is writing us a chocolate tablet. So we wouldn't call that tablet. Correct me if I'm wrong. You would say chocolate bar.
Yes. Okay. Chocolate tablet. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't say tablet for that.
Chocolate. Yeah, you would call it bar. A chocolate bar.
And with the bar, you can put it at the end or at the beginning. So we can say a chocolate bar or a bar of chocolate.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Alex, can you see the photo there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We have a bag and some items inside the bag, sometimes outside the bag. Can you name me any objects there that we haven't looked at in the exercise? What do we have?
Well, I see a lot of vegetables there. I see some tomatoes, and we have already seen those. There's that green vegetable, and that is broccoli. So like in Italian, basically, broccoli.
We have a broccoli.
Then there's the orange vegetable. That is a carrot. And then what else? There's some fruit. I see some grapes. And always outside there's a bottle of wine. And I don't know if it's vinegar or oil. It could be either, I guess. Or white wine, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's not clear. It could be maybe a wine or a bottle of white wine.
Vinegar is the other thing we use to dress a salad. So you add oil and vinegar.
Okay, also in the bag, I can see an apple. I think it's a pear
Could
poking
be.
out. There are 2 peppers, a yellow pepper and a green pepper. On top of the yellow pepper, there are mushrooms, 2 mushrooms, I think. And also in the bag, there is a baguette, which is, I think it's a baguette, which is the type of bread. And also, I think there is some milk. And of course, milk comes under the category of drink, yes, which they don't have here in this exercise. Peppers come under vegetables. And also the mushrooms come under vegetables. Pear and apple comes under the category of fruit.
So like we can call the bread, so Richard called it baguette. That's the specific type of bread. In general, you can say it's a bread loaf or a loaf of bread.
Perfect.
Okay? Which means one piece of bread, basically. Okay.
Okay, great. A lot of vocabulary there. Well done, guys. Well done, Alfredo. And thanks for taking part in the exercise. Let's look at the next screen. Okay. So, breakfast.
Yeah, we have just had, all of us, our breakfast.
Not yet.
You haven't? Really?
No, not yet. No.
Oh God, how can you do this without eating something?
I've had a cup of coffee. No, I can't eat breakfast.
No, that would kill my stomach. I need to eat in the morning.
Right, very
guys,
good. So,
if you have had breakfast, tell us what you had for breakfast. We're curious.
Okay, yeah, so breakfast happens at what time of the day?
Well, early in the morning. It depends from person to person. Some people wake up very early. Some people wake up very late. I wake up around 7:30. So I have breakfast around 8.
Okay, yeah, so it happens in the morning. It's the first meal of the day. And okay, guys, if you can message us what foods, as the question said, what foods do you eat for breakfast? Let's ask Alex first. What for breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast, Al?
I have coffee. Sometimes I have tea, but I prefer having a coffee in the morning. And I either eat bread and jam, if I have it, if I have bread, or else I eat some cookies. So I eat cookies with my coffee. If I can, if I have it, I will also drink some juice. I like apple juice, or I will make myself orange juice if I have the oranges. So quite balanced, a little bit of fruit, a little bit of bread and or cookies, something like that.
Okay.
Oh, and also I like sometimes, this is just sometimes I have a yogurt, not always. And how about you, Richard?
Oh, okay. We lost the connection there for a minute, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you hear me? So
yeah. We heard we heard you okay, and then the connection went. I hardly ever eat breakfast.
Oh.
Hardly ever. I eat breakfast sometimes at the weekend. I don't eat breakfast really. When I'm on holiday, I something I will, but I hardly ever. I have a cup of coffee, or maybe a couple of cups of coffee. Is there a difference, Alex, between what maybe Italians eat for breakfast and British people eat for breakfast and Americans eat for breakfast?
Yes, there are a lot of differences. So, for example, in the US, you will have a glass of milk. Well, we drink in America, milk is everywhere. I don't know if that's why so many people have cancer, but anyway, people drink a lot of milk at every meal, in the morning, even at lunch or at dinner. Instead of water, they drink milk. And you will have, for breakfast, you will have flakes, like corn flakes. So you'll have milk and flakes. And I think also, well, coffee, maybe some fruit, a banana or an apple. And I guess that's basically it. On the weekend, or at the weekend if you prefer, then things change. So you normally have a larger breakfast. You might have eggs, scrambled eggs. I love scrambled eggs. You might have bacon. You might have pancakes with syrup on top. And I guess that's it. That's your special Sunday, especially your Sunday breakfast. It's much bigger. In Italy, instead, we normally have maybe a cappuccino or an espresso, and maybe have a brioche. So we have something sweet. Breakfast is normally sweet, so you will have some cookies. I call them cookies because I'm American. Biscuits, if you want to say it in British English. Am I missing something? I think that's more or less it.
No, that was very good. A lot of information. You broke up a little bit. I think we're having a bit of
Connection problems.
technical problems. I hope you guys did. Let's. Okay. It seems like I think the problems are with YouTube. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry we were experiencing
Alex
some
said
connection problems.
Yeah. Difference is that, or more. Okay. Italians normally have a sweet breakfast. Yes, sweet things, and in Britain we usually eat savory things. Savory means salty breakfasts. Yes, okay, that's the main difference. Yeah, for me, eating a sweet thing in the morning is very strange. Anyway, if I ate breakfast, yes, it's always something savory, something salty. Yes. So, as you know, an English breakfast is consists of many ingredients. You don't have to eat all of them, but we have bacon, eggs, sausages,
Beans.
toast, beans. Yes, you can have mushrooms. You can have tomatoes. You can have black pudding. Black pudding is pig's blood. Yes, it's a very particular thing. Also have fried bread, fried in butter, which
Yes.
yeah. And so you
everything
have
is very
hash
light.
browns. Yes.
Everything very light. Yeah, but you know, it's the most important meal of the day. That's why it's, especially in Britain, that's why it's so nutritious.
Yes.
Because,
yeah. But I mean,
and you shouldn't skip it. It's the most important meal of the day. What is savory? Okay, I'll explain it in the comments. So savory with OU, I will spell it, means not sweet. So it's not, it doesn't mean salty in the sense that it has a lot of salt, but it's not sweet. So we mean with savory, things like Richard was saying, for example, so scrambled eggs, ham and cheese, beans, tomatoes, all these things that are not sweet.
Well, is a pizza sweet or savory then, Alex?
A pizza is savory.
Right. Is ice cream savory?
I didn't hear you.
Ice cream savory?
Ice cream.
I said ice cream savory or sweet?
It's not savory, it's sweet.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, we are having some problems this morning. And you can hear me now, Alex?
Yes, now yes, a little bit dodgy, but it's okay.
Okay, I said, is ice cream savory or sweet?
It's sweet. Oh. Okay, so sorry guys, we're having some technical problems, as you can see.
It's more or less I can
Richard is coming back. There it is. Yeah, you dropped out for a second.
Okay. Okay, it's all right, no problem. Let's go to the next slide. Lunch. What time of the day do we have lunch, Alex?
We have lunch around noon. So noon is the word we use when it's 12 o'clock.
Perfect.
Pasta is savory, correct?
Type of food?
Good. Barbara got savory correct.
Great. The type of food we have for lunch?
It can change a lot. In Italy, we might eat a lot of pasta for lunch, or especially now that it's warm, we might have something that is light, maybe a salad with some chicken or prosciutto, or we can have some tomatoes with mozzarella, or whatever, something that keeps us light so that in the afternoon we're not sleeping while we have to work.
Yeah, maybe a salad. Did you say salad, Alex? Because we lost you a little bit.
Yes, salad.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, we lost you. In Britain, very similar, but normally when people are working, we have a lot of sandwiches for lunch. We do buy sandwiches a lot, or we make sandwiches for lunch quite often. Yes, if you're working in an office, it's quite normal that people will buy a sandwich for lunch and maybe have fruit after the. and just have a look at what time of the day do we have dinner, Alex?
We have dinner in the evening. In Italy, dinner is late, around 8:30, maybe even later. If you go down to the south, 9. It really depends. Is dinner that late in Britain?
No, dinner normally, of course, it depends on people, but normally for a lot of people in Britain, it's between 8:30 and 7 o'clock. A lot
So it's
earlier.
much earlier than Italy, definitely.
Italy. So Spain, yeah. And the type of things we eat for dinner?
I
anything
tend
really,
to
yeah?
alternate. Yes, anything. I tend to alternate. So if I had pasta for lunch, I will eat maybe fish or meat in the evening, or I will have a soup. I will maybe bake something in the oven because I have more time in the evening. It really depends.
Okay. I'm just looking at some of the comments. Alfredo often eats pasta for lunch. Yes, nice. 4, very good. Alex, as you reminded him. Barbara says she loves pasta. And Barbara eats dinner at 9 o'clock. Yes, similar maybe to my family. We are eating a little bit earlier now, but we used to eat at 9 o'clock also. And Andrea has lunch at 1, which I think is quite standard. Yeah, a lot of people have lunch at maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. I lived in Spain for 7 years. Spanish people normally have lunch at 2. Yeah, between 2 and 3 o'clock, which is maybe quite late for you guys. And also, they normally, or usually, if we're going to use the adverb of frequency, they usually have dinner at 9 or even 10 o'clock. Okay, guys, we'll have to finish. Thank you all for joining us this morning and contributing. And nice that it looks like, if I remember correctly, we have some regular people, Barbara and Andrea and Alfredo, I think, have joined us before. And so that's great. And
thank you, guys. It makes us feel
I'm sorry
very
for
nice.
some, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sorry for some of the difficulties with the streaming, but no problem. Okay, thanks very much, Alex. We'll see you guys soon, and don't forget that Myes are broadcasting webinars every day from 9 till 9. So please join us again. Okay.
Bye, guys. Have a nice day.
Guys. Yeah. Okay. Bye.